Welcome everybody to the Frito and Willie show. I'm your host, Frito Marthland, and we got your other host coming through, Willie Mac Trill in the building. Book, 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 book. Yo, but now let's get into the main draw. You know we're talking about it. No Limit.
Oh man, that's why I did J Electronica to do a New Orleans type of shift. Yeah, No Limit, bro. Just
man.
Defined the mid. They're part of that equation. If you like, I want to sum up the post-Pac Biggie era.
Yeah.
Like they on the list. Like it's like, let's talk about Jay, let's talk about DMA, let's talk about Outkast. And you got to be like, let's talk about M, and you know what? Let's talk about No Limit. Like they're on the list. You know that they were a prime player in the post-Pac big movement.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I do believe that they definitely were prime players, but for some reason they still don't get the respect that they deserve.
Hope we delve into that. Why?
Okay. Because there was another, because we'll get that into that. But because I feel like they got the shine, but I feel like they still felt underground in a sense.
Yeah, and I think as we talk about their rise, and I don't want to say fall, but definitely probably their rise from their fall from prominence, it may be. I think it may become clear on why.
Got you.
But let's start off with what was your introduction to No Limit? Do you remember the first time you really got introduced to it?
So it's tough to say what was the first time, but I can remember the first prominent time, and it was If There's a Heaven for a Gangster.
That's an interesting start. I did not see this coming. Okay, good. Okay, go ahead. From the Rhyme and Reason soundtrack. Okay.
Yes. I think that may have been my first introduction to Master P. And Miami, again, not on the radio stations, but in the streets. If there's a heaven for a gangster, we loved it. Loved it because I don't know what it is. He has some type of flair with him, but he was still from the South and stuff like that. He was kind of dressed up, and Miami got like two dichotomies to it. You know what I'm saying? We hood, but we still wear silk Versace shirts with our stuff.
Y'all flashy hood. Y'all flashy hood. It's weird. Yeah, that's true.
So in the video,
pastel gangsters.
Say what?
Pastel gangsters.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no issues throwing on the bright colors and doing it what it do.
Yes, it's so real. Yes.
But with that one, he came through with gangster flow, but still was dressed up in his bowler hat, his three-piece suit and stuff like that. And he mentioned Pac, but he just summoned that energy in that song.
Yes.
And I think that really resonated with the city in and of itself, and probably a big part of the South. I don't think this song, I know for me, it had a lot of impact. I don't know if for the rest of, in the No Limit ecosystem, it gets much pub like the other songs. That's what I remember. That's one of the songs.
It was on the Rhyme and Reason soundtrack, and he had to reproduce a version for the TRU album. So, it was a big enough song. Maybe it wasn't like a super hit, but that was definitely, you described it perfectly. It was a lot of that Pac energy in that song.
Yeah.
And we love My Homie Dead songs. We do. I'm going to throw a couple out there. That gangster gangster, we love that. I'm gonna throw another one out there. It's so hard to say goodbye. We love My Homie Dead song. Pour out a little liquor. Talk about Pac. We love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mad at you. We love songs about our dead homies. I know, just the way it is. So, nah, it resonates. Nah, I understand. I do understand. We'll be at our grandfather's funeral. He ain't done no type of dirt in his life. We pouring out liquor. You know what I'm saying? Put on that Master P. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God.
That's some heart disease. Like, what are you talking about? Nobody took him out. But he was 85 years old. But yeah, man. So my first exposure is off what I want to say is their first hit.
Okay.
And that's Bout It, Bout It. Those horns. Like, that was marching band music. And yes, we played that in the marching band. Like I told you, my marching band played black music. So we in the stands, you know, doing the beat, and then like the drum beat, the part where we all got crunk on, and we doing this, we black. So, you know what I mean? So yeah. So that was my first, and it was weird, you know what I'm saying? It was, I think it's, no joke. First time I heard Master P the Ice Cream Man was at band camp. Yeah, I told you, my nerd is official, bro. I do not sleep on my nerd. 96, summer 96 band camp. The biggest songs that the Tiger I was talking about was Crucial Conflict, Hey, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Crossroads.
Come on now.
And this, and Master P, Mr. Ice Cream Man, and I'm About It. Like, it was like this big energy of like, and it was different because I don't remember New Orleans artists. Like, you understand, like the South getting the mainstream was still a new thing. So you got used to Houston.
Yeah.
You got used to Atlanta. You got used to Memphis. But New Orleans was Memphis, 3 6 Mafia.
That's right. Okay.
A-Ball
yeah.
and MJG.
Yeah.
Especially where I came from. A-Ball and MJG are like gods where I come from. We will be talking about Ball and G more on this pod soon. So we had in Miami, and of course, oh man, I came on with love like Miami. In the Miami scene, Trick coming. yeah, that was big too. Trick coming. Luke is awesome. So you had these 4 cities, like what we consider the South.
Yeah.
But then you throw this Cajun Creole, like different flow with the New Orleans sound. It was really cool, man. It was like that water. You know what I'm saying? Off that quarter. What is this water? It's PCP. I'm like, oh my God, people still doing PCP? Like, oh my God, they still doing PCP. So it was just really, the energy was real cool. And the selling point was something that I don't know, the griminess of it all.
Yes.
Was the selling point.
Woo.
Because
it almost was like Wu-Tang South in a little bit.
Yes. Wow. That is huge, bro. That's what it was. It was because Outkast, because they were on Arista, they look polished.
Yes.
Outkast was polished.
Exactly.
All right. And no 3 6 Mafia weren't as polished, but like it still looked like 3 6 Mafia knew what they were doing in the videos. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be like that. And then like and the Ghetto Boys were legends by then, and they could do no wrong. And then Luke gonna have the girls in the video. Whereas I'll be real with you, it looked like them early No Limit video was shot on somebody's like Walmart camcorder. And they all have the Saints jerseys. Why are you wearing a Saints jersey? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Saints were not good. It's so like to see all these people with Saints jerseys, and the draw is just different.
Yep.
Than Miami or Georgia or Texas. It was just really, it was different. It was very, very gritty. Because I didn't know New Orleans was like that. Because all I know from New Orleans is the Mardi Gras stuff I see on TV and the Superdome. I don't know if the Superdome was out, but New Orleans Saints. I didn't know New Orleans was was gritty like that. I wasn't prepared. And so it was like this new energy. And it was like, his name was Master P. It was a weird name. And then you know, like he wanted to be master. He's like, I don't want to, I'm the master of my destiny. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. I'm master. I'm like, wow, like he looked like one of your cousins out here. The gold teeth and everything. It was just real. And then the selling point also was Mia X on Bout It.
Okay.
Let's go to you.
No. Because as I was like thinking about this No Limit episode with Mia X, I'm like, does she get her proper female respect?
No, and she is the most, shout out to Jean Grey. And I think Jean Grey is on that list too of the most underrated MCs.
Mm-hmm.
Mia X is criminally underrated as an MC. Not as a female MC, as an MC, because she just kills that song. And her flow was very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because like Master P raps the same way on almost every song. Like
right.
I just, you know what I'm saying? But like for me, actually come in, I'm here to show a bunch of you niggas that I'm about it. Coming from the crest and testing this. And I'm like, whoa. And she was talking about some New Orleans stuff in the song. Like she talk about her Greed, her Touffet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is going on here? And her the Mamma Mia persona, she did look, that is Mamma Mia.
Mm-hmm.
Like we probably talk about Mia even more, but like in this episode, but Mia to me was the selling point of No Limit to me at first, because I was like, because Gangsta Boo was doing that with 3 6 Mafia too, because Gangsta Boo was like, yo, who this chick rapping on this hard crump beat, and I'm ready for her verse every time she rap. And then just Mia X doing the same thing. Like, I really wish that Mia and Boo could have done some type of duo album or something. It would have been so dope. It ain't too late, by the way, Boo and Mia. I'd buy it today. But
just put it out.
Yo, Mia was dope. So yeah, that was my introduction, was About It, and Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yo, you brought up some good point, man. Mia X. Awesome. The thing about her is that she came through with the same aggressiveness and rawness that Little Kim came with and was lauded for, but for some reason not getting the same shine. And maybe because it wasn't hypersexualized. Maybe that was the case.
It wasn't hypersexualized, and I mean, they have 2 different body types.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's no diss to Mia at all. But also, I think, it still was the South. And also, Lil' Kim had the Biggie. Lil' Kim had a Biggie cosign.
She did.
Foxy Brown had a Jay-Z cosign. Like,
they did.
And shout out to Master P, but P wasn't a lyricist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like P's cosign. But coming from Georgia, I know many women that were rocking hard for Mamma Mia.
Got you.
Like, her 3rd album did go double platinum. You know what I'm saying? According to Wikipedia.
Time out.
Yeah.
See, now I gotta go back and listen to Mama, because double platinum is pretty serious. Especially for them.
According to Wikipedia, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Wikipedia, and I hate, I don't use Wikipedia for lyrics and all that, but for stuff like sales and stuff, I do. But I will say that, like, I'm talking about, I'm not talking about them, because I think Unladylike only went gold, but that's still dope, because they were independent, super independent.
They were independent. Come on now.
Yeah, and a lady MC from New Orleans who was making bounce music. That's how she got discovered. She was making the traditional hip New Orleans bounce rap.
Mm-hmm.
And to make that transition to like, this is gangster rappers I know, that era, like, and she was hard. Yeah. Her verses, she routinely had the best rhyme on songs. Like, cause you know, like on every No Limit, they had that like I want to be. They had a soldier song where they would put like 5 or 6 people on it. Like, if it wasn't Mystical with the best verse or Fiend, it was Mia.
See, because now it comes to an analogy that you that you brought up.
Okay.
But you know what? Before we get into that, let's get into key songs.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we talked about a couple, but yeah. Let's go into it.
What were some of your key songs from them for No Limit?
So my favorite songs. So the first No Limit album I bought was True to the Game, TRU True to the Game, and True is the pretty much the brothers clique. Is brothers group is P, his brother C Murder, and his brother Silk the Shocker. We got to talk about Silk. Okay, let me remind me to put a stamp that we got to talk about Silk. So and this album had like heaters on it. It had it had Heaven for a Gangster. It had the I always feel like somebody had that joint on there. It had Free Ho had that on there. But my favorite song from it is Swamp Blank. Swamp, because of the beat that beat was crazy. And it was P at his best. Like, P is such a predictable MC. Like, but it was amazing how cats really just loved that. You know what I'm saying? That, he's going to say on the song that he's a cat pillar, dope dealer, drug dealer, who I be. Yeah. Gangster, killer, cat pillar, who I be, your neighborhood dope dealer. He going to say that on like 5 songs on every album he puts out. Like, he was not, Master P ain't winning no rap awards, like, ever. But he captured the essence of what was going on in that time. He was believable. And also, Master P was very smart very early to market that this was his show. That you were supporting a truly Black-owned business. And so, like, I know cats who bought, because remember, P was putting out an album a week.
It was ridiculous, dog. It was ridiculous.
Dog, did you have that one dude that bought all the albums?
Dude, yes. He had the whole book full of No Limit records.
I had a cousin that was like that. Trent Jackson, what's up, cuz? Trent would buy all the freaking No Limit albums, bro. We'd be a homeroom, and like, it's one thing if you got the Mia X album or the C Murder album. This dude got the Moby Dick album. He got
the Cain and Abel album.
Yo Bleed album. He got the Crowd Commission album. He got the Skullduggery album. Like, we got the Big Ed album. We're like, what? Like, if it had No Limit, if it had that pen and pixel graphic on the front, he would get it. Be a homeroom, like, you ain't get what? You ain't got the Mercedes album? No, I do not have the Mercedes album.
Did that album ever come out? Did that Mercedes album ever come out?
Yeah, I know it came out because Caps was waiting on that album because of the cover. Yo, check this out. I actually talked to Mercedes online a couple months ago.
Wait. Time out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa. You talked to Mercedes.
Yeah. And when I said like I didn't have it, I wasn't dissing. I'm just saying like, no, I don't have the Mercedes album. Like, I'm a high school kid. I don't got $15 a week to spell these albums. And so I talked to him because shout out to ATL Hip Hop Trivia, our guys Brandon P and our guys Maurice who do a monthly trivia contest. They did a No Limit episode a couple months ago, and Mercedes, I didn't know it was Mercedes the rapper. Mercedes was in the thread of the IG talking, because I think there was a clue, like they gave like a hint of a question to be asked about her. And I think I said something like, yo, like that thing was like contraband in school. And she was like, for real though? And I was like, I tapped at her name. I'm like, wait, but you really the Mercedes? She's like, yeah. I was like, cats will get in school suspension off of your booklet. And she just was laughing like, yo, thanks for the love. I'm like, that's freaking Mercedes. Like, I did not expect that on a Wednesday. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. What we talking? Oh yeah. So so Swamp was definitely dope. Of course, I said about it. I make them say though was their peak.
Yes.
That was every record label has their peak. Yeah. Like California Love was Death Row's peak. It got no better than California Love. I mean, I'm not saying, because after that it just went down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because California Love was his peak. I think one more. I don't know. I think probably Can't Nobody Hold Me Down. Maybe was Bad Boy's peak. Even though Biggie already passed, like Puffy was getting his stride, so that may have been his peak. Make 'Em Say was undoubtedly No Limit's peak. Like they're on MTV Music Awards. The clothing line. Do you remember P had shoes?
So like that brings another thing, because I felt like they were Rock Nation before Rock Nation.
Yeah, and we're probably getting more to cut than Rock Nation is, no doubt, just the Rock Nation. I'm just saying, like, that record deal was crazy that they had. Like Pete literally owned his record label. Yeah. And only negotiated with Profile of Priority. I always get them mixed up, for distribution.
That's it.
So like he literally was just having to pay someone to ship his stuff. So, and of course, they had incentive to ship the stuff because, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. Like he was getting, like when he was like, oh, I made $200 million, he's not joking.
And so here's the thing: you can have a Fiend album maybe sell 100,000 records.
They get money off of that. They get money. They making $10 off every of them CDs for real. Right. At the Best Buy gets they cut or whatever, they really making $8, $9 off their CD. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. Like the ultimate believing in yourself is Master P. Right. Like, cause he, like, if you watch the doc, like he got turned down time after time. And he just kept going and kept going. And I think a lot of that perseverance is what made him a fan, because nobody thought P could rap. No. Not rappity rap anyway. But it's that same thing people say about Birdman. He be spitting game though. He was ultimately spitting game. And so like he became just this real like figure of aspiration. Like, you know how many cats got started regulators because of Master P? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just incredible. And though my favorite No Limit track. This is my favorite No Limit track. Go ahead. I hope I feel like I'm gonna steal your fire by saying it. I'm pretty sure it's your. You know what? I am not gonna say what it is, because I'm gonna turn it over to you, because you recently featured it in one of your recent videos. So I'll turn it over to you to talk about it.
Okay, so definitely, hands down, by far, my favorite No Limit track is, if you want the clean version, Touch the Mother Haters, Down for My Ends, F the Mother Haters, all that stuff, whatever you want to call it, hands down was my number one No Limit track.
And we were in college when it hit, so thank goodness.
My God. Yo, when this song came on with that dun 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 dun, dun, something in me just like, oh, it's about to go down. Like, you just like, I'm like, I got ready to throw a bow, to start fake stomping somebody, to just start fake throwing fists. I'm like, I'm like, I would tell females, I'm talking to somebody right now, chopping it up, and that song came out, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but I gotta go right now. Because this song is about to play, and I want to make sure I'm on a dance floor so that I can find my partner, somebody to start just pushing and release all this energy I got in me right now. You know what I'm saying?
One of the best crunk songs ever.
Yes.
On the list.
Yes.
It's on the list. Like, woo! It's sort of it's crazy because it definitely came down after the peak of No Limit.
Mm.
And it was like, because crunk was really getting crunk now.
Yeah.
Whereas crunk was starting to become more mainstream. So, and I say this is very important because Snoop Dogg is on this song.
Yeah.
Snoop on a crunk track and really doing it with two other, C Murder is C Murder. But shout out to R.I.P. Mr. Magic, the Magic Man, who just really brought that extra on the song between Snoop's smoothness and C Murder's like C Murderness. You know what I mean? Like in the middle, you had Magic, who was aggressive but funny with the humor in the middle of it. It was a perfect crunk song. And you're right, the beat, everything, the chorus, and the beat in college when it happened. But one of the funny things about this song to me was that, y'all, we've already said what the hook is. Women, and I wonder was this anywhere else in the country? So if you know what I'm saying? Women would be beside you saying, F the mother hoes, F the mother hoes. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Like the cutest girl, like the girl's like, oh, fuck the mother hoes. Incredible.
Oh my God.
Snoop was so good on this song, man. Cause like Snoop on a crunk song, he's too cool. Like it ain't gonna work. And it really was. You know what I'm saying? Like it really would. F who you is and F who you stand for. Like it was just really cool. Like it was really dope. Even the clean version is funny that the touch the mother hitters. It was like really funny. I ended up liking that. Touch the mother hitters because I'm down for my head. And then you hear like Magic's verse, the Magic comes in. I ride with my Nikers. I ride like what Nikers? Did he say Nikers? How did that not get cut out? That's still not clean. Put that out. Shout out to Mr. Magic, man. Like it was just an incredible era of stuff. I do want to rewind though.
Go ahead.
Talk about you know what? Let's go to your argument first, and then I'll end with mine.
Go ahead.
The comparison. I want to turn it back over to you.
Which comparison was it? Was it The Rock Nation?
You once compared Master P to a very central figure in the National Basketball Association.
Oh, Pat Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Master P is the Pat Riley of hip hop.
Did I say that or did you say that?
I don't know who said it first. I just know that we both agreed heavily on it. So I don't think it matters.
I do want to add to that. I think he is Pat Riley and Dwayne Wade. I think he's both.
Okay, you need to. I'll follow. Go ahead.
Because one, he's Pat Riley because he was able to set up the system, be part of the recruiting of other people, just like you stated with Snoop Dogg and Mystical and stuff like that. But then also too, I feel like his relatability, as in Dwayne Wade, because Dwayne Wade really brought in Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler came because of Dwayne Wade's friendship. He's the one that first put in Dwayne Wade was the one that first put into Jimmy Butler's ear about Miami Heat. And of course, he brought LeBron and Chris Bosh and stuff like that. That's why I feel like he's really.
And also convinced Udonis Haslem to stay. Yeah, he convinced Udonis Haslem to stay and take less money. Like this is something that I learned later that Dwayne Wade shaved off like $2 million of his contract to give to Udonis Haslem. So this is actually a good. Okay, I didn't think about it that way, but that's dope, man.
Now granted, some can argue that maybe Mia X is Dwayne Wade as well, but I feel like because of his relationship with these other artists, and because him setting up the system that kind of got this machine cranking.
Yeah.
And really, this machine was a true underdog in this whole like hip hop system.
Yeah, because it's post Biggie and Pac. The post Biggie and Pac where it was very weird because, you know, before that it was very central on East versus West. So the hip hop scene was very central on New York versus LA. Yeah. And then you have Atlanta finally carving itself in there. You know, and Miami had already carved itself in there a little bit. And now you got Memphis, and you got Houston, you got Chicago, and you got Detroit. And, you know, I know I'm leaving out another central area, but like definitely those cities were really carving their way out. It's amazing that New Orleans, even years later, carved its own way in there too. And it's 100% due to the initial work of Master P and No Limit Records. Yeah. And I do feel the Dwayne Wade thing because Snoop Dogg was LeBron.
Agreed.
Period.
Yeah.
I know now he's Uncle Snoop and he's the guy who does wild stuff on Instagram, but like I think people forget how huge Snoop was in 92 through 94, 95, like especially like he was Snoop.
Like I would listen to old albums and he's by far the best lyricist that they've ever had. And you could just hear it.
Just effortless. Like it's just effortless how he was able to like, shout out to I think it's Jada Kiss who said like some cats can parallel park on a beat. Like that is Snoop could just get on a beat and just do whatever he wants to do with it. And he was just so huge. But he was unhappy. He was at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Death Row Records, and at a place where he was undervalued by Dan Gilbert. Suge Knight, and realized that maybe his best days in that system were behind him, and it wasn't getting any better.
Yeah,
because Tupac was gone. Dre is gone. And all that's left is Antoine Jameson and Mo Williams. Sorry. Crap. And you're not going to win a championship with Antoine Jameson and Mo Williams as your best players. And so here comes Master P snooping in, like dropping in, giving him an incredible deal, taking a lot of the money that Snoop would have had to own Death Row, transition that debt to P, but didn't rob Snoop.
Nah, did not.
Gave Snoop a house.
Cars.
Like this is yours. Not 5 heartbeats, this is really my house. Because P was like, you're LeBron James. You're about to give my record label a level of prestige that I can't give it.
Right.
And Snoop's a cool dude. Snoop wasn't like, I'm too good. Like, I think he said on the doc that in 1 year he appeared on like 25 albums or something for No Limit. Like, wow. Snoop really was like, hey, Fiend, you need my help? Hey, Mystical. Hey, Mia X. Hey, Crime Commission. Hey, Young Bleed. Like, yo, I'll get on your album. And if you're like these rappers, you like, who they were making money, but still consider themselves regional artists, like, yeah, Snoop Dogg wants to get on my album. Wow. That could have been enough. But then also, you get this other guy. You got Jimmy Butler over here.
Who it is? Who
is Mystical. Because Jimmy, just like Mystical, like if you watch Jimmy Butler, if you were a Chicago Bulls fan, you knew Jimmy was legit. If you watch Minnesota, watch Philly, you knew he was legit, but for whatever reason, like he could never get it together. Like people say he was hard to work with, he wasn't dependable, he wouldn't make shows. That's what people say about Mystical. Mystical was getting in trouble, he was inconsistent. da-da-da-da. He'd gone from label to label. He was on Jive Records, and Jive was just like, I just want him to sit over there. And P's like, y'all got Mystical. And they're like, well, to get him, you have to pay all this money. He's like, dog, y'all giving me money. Paid it. I think it was like $250,000, $30 million, crazy.
That's
He's like,
nuts.
I own my label. Mystical gonna sell 1 million records. I mean, he's like, who cares? And he just took Mystical to that next level, bro. And it's just, and like I bought Unpredictable, you know, and like, you know, Mystical gave you I Smell Smoke and a whole lot of other just incredible records in that era. And of course his verses on the guest, you know, like whether it's It Ain't My Fault or it's Make Them Say like a Mystical guest appearance during that time really was like an event.
He stole that Make Him Say song.
No, that song made people literally be like, who's that last dude? Like, who's that guy? That I don't know what he's saying. like what he did. But it was so dope. Shaq's in the video. Like, it was just an incredible, like, wow, Peace taking over the world. So, yeah, man.
And, you know, shout out to them because really you saw the production value steadily get better.
Yeah, but that's what happens, like, when he still kept it in-house, though. Like, he realized, but he also was smart enough to realize that people still like the gutter stuff. So even when he made movies like I'm About It or I Got the Hookup or Foolish, they still looked hood, Repo Man, and people like that type of stuff. Listen, and we cannot go farther without mentioning Beats by the Pound, their production team, who all these songs were quoting and doing the beats to. Like, they made, like I said, they made marching band music. They used those tubas and those horns and that New Orleans sound and intermixed it with gangster music and crunk, and it just, like, their beats were just so unique.
Yes,
and it was incredible, man. Like that era was fun.
It was good times, man. It was good times. You know.
It was fun. So can you talk about Silk a little bit? I feel like we got to talk about Silk.
All right. So I'm gonna say this about Silk. In his early stuff, because I think Pete been rapping since like 93, 92, even before that.
He was actually trying to rap before then in the late 80s. We just didn't know it yet. But when we heard him, it was,
So before this No Limit, I heard some of his other stuff. It was pretty straightforward. I don't know what happened. Maybe he wanted to stand out.
Yes.
And it worked because everybody knows Silk the Shocker's staccato, like,
stop and go flow.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you roll with it.
It's you know, I you know, I've seen interviews with him recently where like they always ask him like, how does it feel to be like always in the top 3 of the worst rappers of all time? And they said it doesn't bother him because I sold records, and I see people doing my flow now today.
Wow.
And I was just like, that's real.
Wow.
I also think that if he wasn't on No Limit, we wouldn't have categorized him that way either. I think he was with P and C, who rap very predictably. And let's just keep it real. I hope I never see the guys on the street. I want no beef. They bit a lot of Tupac flow, especially C Murder. And so they had these very relatable flows coming from New Orleans and the South, whereas Silk wasn't doing that. And so Silk's flow was like down south drag on almost.
Oh, okay.
And also, like, I'm gonna say another thing. You know why cats didn't like Silk? Could the girls like Silk?
Oh.
I want to tell you, Silk had 2 songs with Maya. 2.
Oh.
And they were radio hits.
Oh.
And they were, and like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. 16-year-old me, I thought they were dope. You know who else was on the Silk the Shark album?
Who?
that people don't talk about?
Drop it, Willie. Drop it.
Destiny's Child was on the Silk the Shocker album. Yes, look it up. People always talk about. Yes. And they in the video. Women love Silk. Cats were hating on Silk.
Yo, Willie, you dropping bombs.
No, dog. He had songs with Maya. He had songs with them. Look, and I'm going to keep it all the way G. You know who else was on the Silk the Shocker album? Jay-Z was on the Silk the Shocker album. Big Pun was on the Silk the Shocker album. Like, cats like Silk. And, like, I felt like New Yorker cats, the Puns and the Jay-Z's, they sort of got it more than a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? When The Source put out their Next Generation cover, which we didn't know, I wish they would have done it every other year. It would have been dope because WWE still just stole it out there and called it the freshman cover. The cover had Big Pun, DMX, Corrupt, 8Ball and MJG, Cameron, Cannabis, Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, and Silk the Shocker. When Cameron did the Horse and Carriage remix, that song had Wyclef, Charlie Baltimore, Big Pun, and Silk the Shocker. Like I felt like New York cats who don't have to be as concentrated on riding the beat the way South cats did at that time. But yeah, man. I think if Silk would have been from Atlanta or North Carolina or something, he would have been okay. Because like it was sort of weird because if you look at 3 6 Mafia, like especially like, you know, Infamous, rest in peace, and Coops the Nigga, they were able to do the and like no one said anything. But I just think he was with the wrong crew. I think if Silk was with a different crew, it would have been different. But yeah, so man, long live Silk Shocker.
But even though people known him as the worst lyricist, you make some good points, and he always stood out.
He stood out. His verse will make him say, "Oh, it's funny." I make him say, "Oh," I make him say, "Ah." Now look, I'm not gonna put Silk on. I'm not saying Silk is Pharaoh Monch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Silk ain't battling Big L. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that like he's not as bad as people try to remember him to be. I mean, definitely a lot of his flows were like really unorthodox and funny at the time. Like, what is Silk talking about? My favorite Silk line: I got twin gats. I call them Tia and Tamara. I thought that was hilarious. So I mean, it's Silk, but he was funny. He was pretty. He was a pretty boy, but he wasn't a pretty boy though. Like he wasn't trying to be a pretty boy either. I think that's why I like Silk. Like he still looks the same age now. Like I saw an interview one day. He still looks like he's like 24. It's like he still looks like he just left college playing hoops.
He does. I will agree with that. Also,
definitely out of all the brothers, he would be the one I hung out with. Like if you were like, oh, you can hang out with P, C, or Silk, I hang out with Silk every time. Cause C, I'm not making fun of C situation being in jail or whatnot, but yeah, I know cats who love C murder, bro. And I was like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's a little too much for you, boy.
Yo, man, do you got any more favorite tracks, man? Because I know I got a stable of the mugs, man. What else you got?
Over to you, dog. I've been talking for too long, man.
Oh, man, it's all good, man. One of my other favorite tracks from them, Hootie Hoo. Man, I loved Hootie Hoo. I loved it.
You know why I don't like Hootie Hoo. You know why I don't like Hootie Hoo.
Mr. Georgia. Was there a...
That's an Outkast song, son. 94. Turn it back over to you, though. Oh, I ain't gonna go there. Go ahead, turn it back over to you. What other tracks?
I'm gonna just say a lyric right quick from that song. You know, I'll make it quick. How you like me now? Gold teeth when I smile. Try to take me out to ghetto, but I'm still broke.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, P, bro. P is a wild dude. Yeah, man. I remember when I first heard it, I was like, what in the world?
Yeah. So what was the feeling When you heard that from P?
I didn't like it. I was pissed off. Like, yo, like that's a Cash track. But I mean, look, man, how many songs have been called "F You" or "Baby" or "I Love You"? So like, I got over it later. But you know, this is like what it had to be like 2003, 2004. Like, so I'm sitting in my dorm, like, I know this fool ain't biting my cuz. But yo. A lot of hoods say hootie hoo. Is what I was saying. So it's not a big deal. Yeah.
All right. Another one I got, man. Ghetto D. Get make crack like this.
Oh yeah, like doing the Eric B for president joint. Yeah, like you know when C Murder and P give you the full formula for making crack. Yeah. That's a wild song to select, Frito, but yeah, don't be baking soda, use B12. Like, what? You know how many cats out now right now trying to look for B12 in the grocery store? Yo, I'm trying to find B12. They're in Target in the vitamin section, get the B12. Yeah, man.
Oh man. Do you have any more top tracks from them that you love?
I think you covered. You know what? I will bring up one more. This is also around that time, like I said, when they were starting to fall from prominence, and so they were like going into other subgenres of hip hop. I want to wobble wobble. I want to shake it. Oh, I got one more after that. I got one more after that too.
Time out. I loved Wobble Wobble.
Isn't it weird now when people talk about the wobble, they're talking about a whole different thing now?
Right.
It's weird. Like, do y'all wobble? I'm like, yeah, I wobble. Shit. Like, no, not that. I'm talking about, get in there. Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
Man, Wobble Wobble came out like my senior year of high school. I just remember going to grad night, and it was an incredible song.
Yeah. I got one more though.
Go ahead.
This song caught me off guard, but it's become famous again now because it's been sampled in a City Girls song. But chopper style, chop, chopper style, chop. They walk, chop. They walk. That's a No Limit song, and it's like, yeah, chopper style. His only song that I know. He looks like Nelly to me. I remember when I saw him in the video, like, that's like Nelly. But yeah, chopper style.
I don't remember how he looks like.
Nelly.
Yeah.
We got a big fun guy making work without you know.
I do remember the song.
It won't chop.
Yo, so something that we want to bring up here, and I wish wasn't an issue, but it was an issue.
Okay, I don't know where we're going here. Okay.
Why was there like no togetherness with No Limit and Cash Money?
So New Orleans and Memphis are similar situations.
Yeah. And probably Houston, don't you think?
You know what? About screwed, slowed up music it is. Where Atlanta's a weird city where I know Gucci and Jeezy don't like each other, but Gucci don't like anybody. So I think it's a different situation. And that's real beef. We'll talk about it one day. That's not record beef. That's real beef with Jeezy and Gucci. But with the cities we just named, I think it's because of like everybody was trying to fight to get into the hip hop game and get that prominence. Like P really, knew that I'm the New Orleans record label. And if there's other groups, whether other factions, whether it's Cash Money or Big Boy Records, which Mystical came from, I don't want to help these guys out because I don't want to divide the pie. And so you had Cash Money, and some people say Cash Money as a real group precedes No Limit, but I just don't know if that's true. But you had these factions that are making sort of similar music from rival projects. They're rival projects.
Mm.
You got the Calliope projects, which is P. You got Magnolia projects, which is Baby and Slim and Juvie. And like, I've been to New Orleans, and it is a thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it is a thing now. I don't even know if all these projects even still exist. But those are rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're calling out each other projects and songs. Like, you listen to listen to Juvenile Soldier Rag, which was a regional hit that helped them get the deal that eventually spawned 400 Degrees and everything. Like, he's calling out the Calliope projects and then the hook of the song. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a for real situation. And so, like, that's what it is. I mean, they just wasn't. Now, I don't know if it's true, but P says, P got a lot of stories out there that people say is not true. And that's just the way it is. But P was saying that he was in a situation where Cash Money wanted to sort of have a partnership with him before they blew up, and he said no. And I really would need Slim or Baby to say that's true, because I've never heard that before. But that's what it was. It was just a rivalry. You know, they wanted to, and like, these are big personalities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier to get along with certain people, and I can see it being hard to get along with either a P or a Baby, and then for them to get along with each other. You know, so when I say Baby, Birdman, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that's what it was. I think it's very simple. Like, they don't want to let each other, and they were dissing each other on records, and there was a lot of pettiness. The pettiest thing P ever did, in my opinion, was when they made a movie. And if you've not seen this movie, it is a classic, ghetto classic. Stars Silk the Shocker in the lead role, and it's called Hot Boys.
I forgot about that. I never saw it, or I don't remember seeing it.
It was on UPN. Back when UPN used to show on Friday night Blackbuster movies, or whatever they used to call it. My sister and I watched, we rented on video first. My sister and I watched Hot Boys like twice in one night. Like, we were like, this is everything we needed to be. Silk was in it. C, Mystical, Snoop, your boy AJ Johnson, who played Ezel and Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Gary Busey was in it. It was just like the same stereotypical hood movie of this guy who has to sue selling drugs and has a cop that's blackmailing him, and he's selling drugs to get this girl out of jail. It's rough, bro. It's rough, but it's so hilarious. Silk acting is everything you think it would be.
Wow.
But they called it Hot Boys. It's just petty. It's petty.
And they didn't need to do that.
And they started using Hot Boys, and they were, where my Hot Boys at? Where they at? Where they? Like, come on, P. He was petty, bro. And did he did, I mean, there's other petty stuff, man, but it was just petty. Just real petty. So
and I think you have a good point about it being real life, territorial stuff, and maybe ego, because there was a lot of money that both record companies made, where it was like, really, it couldn't have been about the money. Because
it's also about flashing money too. Like, that type of, when you make stunner rap, it's different. And they were making stunner rap. What Cash Money was. I don't think he and them thought they were making stunner rap until Cash Money came out. And Cash Money stuff was very aggressive, of like, y'all ain't making money like us and all this type of stuff. Y'all ain't flossing like us.
They coined bling bling.
Yeah, and so it was like, I feel like a lot of and also Cash Money was very weird. They didn't get along initially with a lot of people that weren't E40 and Bun. That needs to be said. Like, on those first albums, like, they went years without doing guest appearances on other people's albums that were not, that a lot of people doing guest appearances on their albums that weren't Bun or E40, because everybody loves Bun and E40. Like, everybody. Probably two of the most friendly people in hip hop. Everybody loves E40 and Bud. And so they weren't even trying to like make these alliances until the rise of Wayne, to me, because I think Wayne became that guy that everybody liked.
Gotcha.
And so it was easy to make, and Juvie too. But yeah, like it was very territorial. Both of them acted like territorial camps too, the way they operated. Like P was like literally buying a whole community for his No Limit people to live in. Like he did that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He bought a whole community. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Cash Money, who didn't like doing a lot of outside work with people. Manny did all the beats. You know what I'm saying? It was just very territorial with two of them. And I just think it was just too much ego to spread around.
I got you. Now, with that said, what do you think led to No Limit's demise, man? Or not demise, but decline, I should say.
A lot of, I'm going to say, Mystical leaving, number one. Because I just saw this stuff that Mystical did, right? But when I say, knock you up against the wall, or when I talk about Danger, or Shake That Ass, I don't think those were No Limit songs. I think he had left No Limit by then.
I think, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, he sort of did his own thing. See, Murder gets locked up. Fiend leaves. And, like, Mia, like, even said in the documentary, like, it was too much pressure on her. Because she, behind the scenes, was Mama Mia.
Really?
She was the one who got these guys to, like, come to the studio, baby. Come on. Like, she really was, like, the big sister for all of them. Wow. And so when that started, she was too much for her. Like, so she left the game. She retired for depression and anxiety because it was just too much for her. And then Mac, who we did not talk about, Mac really could have been a huge deal. And then Mac getting that murder charge, like Mac literally was lyrical. Mm-hmm. And then Mac leaving, and before you know it, it's the brothers, and then C. Murray got in trouble. And I think more charismatic Southern MCs came out, and P's cap pilling, drug dealing wasn't going to work anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think he had his era, but then I will say this. Like, I know Juvenile wasn't the face of Cash Money, but for us, for a while, he was.
Yes.
Because Baby didn't, Baby ain't no rapper. I mean, he rap, but nobody, you know what I mean? Like, but Juvie could rap.
So not only could Juvie rap.
Weezy could rap.
You had Weezy in the wing, ready to take that mantle. Plus, you still had, oh man, your boy is losing my mind. BG, and you still.
And they were youthful, and it was a youthful movement. The thing about it, by that time, Mystical, Fiend, Mia, P were like in their 30s, and looked like they were in their 30s. And then, like I said, your lyricists left. Fiend, Mia X, and Mystical are gone.
Right.
Silk ain't gonna be out there rap BG and Weezy and Juvie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a youthful movement. They brought in the Stunner, which was at the right time because luxury rap was coming from Jay-Z and some other rappers, but definitely Jay-Z was leading the luxury movement. And now you got this, and it was just a youthful time. You got Nelly out, who's super youthful, and you got this, got this new wave of MCs. Lyricism is starting to become super important because of Eminem. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Outkast ain't gone nowhere.
Nah.
They've actually gotten bigger. You know what I'm saying? 3 6 Mafia has gotten bigger.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And 3 6 Mafia came in with a different flow, and they seem to be harder in a different way than No Limit. You know what I'm saying? And so, it just was like, it's just, and then they started to look old. Like, I never forget, like, when PSF had this song, I'm about that. They're doing the room stuff in the video, and there's, like, ice everywhere. I remember being like, wow, this is it. It's over. Because they look too old to be doing this. Because you got the youthful guys like Fabulous doing this. You know what I'm saying? You got Fabulous who's doing that. You got Nelly who's doing that. You know what I'm saying? You got T.I. who's doing it. You got Ludacris that's doing it. So like this new wave of Southern MCs came out, and since the crew members that would have been doing the real work have left, there's no one left to keep up the flag.
Yeah.
Soulja Slim died. Forgot about Soulja Slim. Soulja Slim died. And I think also a lot of the fact that their guys started getting also got to be very associated with real violent crimes. Like C Murder and Mac literally got arrested for killing youth. I think both those guys were like 17, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, Soulja Slim down the way he did. You know what I'm saying? So you got this like a lot of real gritty crime that's been associated with this group. It's like I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I want to hang out with Fabulous and Bow Wow, and T.I. and Wayne. So it was just time. Yeah. He did not build the next generation, but he did. He brought out Lil Romeo. You know what I'm saying? But Lil Romeo is not gonna. Lil Romeo's gonna carry. I think he went like double platinum. I'm sure he did easily. But
he was a thing. Little Romeo was a thing for a little bit.
It was a thing. But like, ask Bow Wow how that works out.
Mm.
Like how many successful child rappers have there been? Wayne.
That's it.
But Wayne wasn't making child rap. He may have been 15 on those tracks. He was still rapping about selling dope. I'm on the counter, you know. You know what I'm saying? Bow Wow's talking about his girlfriend. Middle school making the basketball team. Like that's just, yeah.
Wow.
I think it lasted as long as it could have lasted, man. But it was a great run while it lasted, and I salute them. They're a part of hip hop history.
Most def. Listen, he gave Cass a blueprint on how things should work for us in the record industry.
Thank you. And that's also why he faded out, because I just feel like the record industry knows who to get rid of and who can. But I also feel like he didn't recognize that this could happen either. He didn't build that next level. But he was trying though. Like he came out with movies and clothing and stuff. I just think he underestimated the fickleness of his crowd. I don't think he thought he would ever lose New Orleans to Cash Money.
Oh.
It was just hipper.
Yeah.
When Ha came out, we gotta talk about this another pod. But when Ha came out, followed by Back That Ass Up.
Come on. All right. Just don't.
Yeah. That was it.
Don't get it started. Don't get it started. Like
that was it.
That's a whole separate podcast right there.
That's it though. That was it.
Yeah. Yo, I think we got a good no limit in, dog.
We might have to break this up in 2 parts. I don't know how long this episode was.
We'll see what's up, man. We'll see. We'll see.
I do want to shout out one thing though.
What's up?
So I'm rocking the Hill Story check-in shirt. This is my sister's brand. The Hill Story. She's on IG, Facebook. She's a educator, full-time educator. She releases incredible videos that capture the education experience. She has clothing out. She also has another group called Unprofessional Development, where she and 2 other incredible educators in the Georgia area, they throw happy hours. They have, they do tips. They put out videos. It's an incredible brand, and so I'm rocking this all day for all the episodes we shoot today. The Hill Story check-in.
Yo,
shout out.
Hill Story is awesome. She has won Teacher of the Year. She is that cool teacher in high school that you always wanted. That's who she is. Super dope, super knowledgeable. Love her to death. You know what I'm saying? So please go check out her. We're going to have it all posted up somewhere on the screen to go check her out.
Much love. That's all I got for you, man. That's all I got today, bro.
No, for sure, man. With that, man, go ahead, follow, like, subscribe on all our social media channels, whether that be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. We're on all that. Holla at your boys, and we out. Peace.